I was not overly surprised by the elements of this story because we have a hyper online administration. Pete Hegseth, J.D. Vance, they are on the younger of the continuum and the spectrum. My generation, I'm 31. J.D. Vance is about 40. Pete Hegseth, I think, is late 40s. We do a lot of our communication on Signal, on Telegram, on WhatsApp, and on group messages. The team is moving very, very fast. Now, in the future, these situations should be happening in SCIFs. And it is the National Security Advisor's job to even rein in cabinet officials and say, nope, we can't be having this conversation here. Can't be doing this. Let's go to a SCIF. Let's go to a secure conference line. However, understand that a lot of government and a lot of corporate America and a lot of high-stakes decision-making is occurring in secured group chats. The reason being, it's far more efficient to have a group chat with 20 people and they can chime in at their time, at their own time, the likelihood of their own timing, the own choosing, at their own convenience, than having a conference call where everyone has to be there at the same time and then almost nothing gets done. Not defending the elements here, but conference calls are literally hell on earth. It is where bureaucrats go to waste time. A group chat is far more efficient. You can have a very substantive back and forth and discussion on hopefully non-classified, non-military matters on a group chat than you can having a conference call. Well, and what do you think? And what do you think? Now, let's be serious. How bad was this screw up? Well, we accidentally gave some details about bomb strikes on a terrorist group that we were publicly talking about doing. This wasn't the operation to kill bin Laden. It wasn't an invasion of Iran, which hopefully will never happen. It was airstrikes on a militant group. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for Mike Waltz. And President Trump says that he's learned his lesson and that he's a good man. It's President Trump's call. That's breaking news right here. But embarrassing is very different from destructive. Now let's compare that to some of the other flubs our DC military intelligence elite have cooked up. What is worse? Accidentally having a journalist in your Houthi strike chat or pushing fake intelligence to justify invading Iraq? By the way, you know who helped push that intelligence and argued for us to invade Iraq? Jeffrey Goldberg, the reporter in this group chat. What's worse? A Signal group chat or lying about making progress in Afghanistan while we spent over $1 trillion to achieve absolutely nothing. Then botching the evacuation so we lost billions in equipment and more than a dozen American lives. What's worse, this chat or overthrowing the government of Libya, causing a decade-long civil war and humanitarian crisis? Let's look beyond the defense issues. What's worse, this group chat or letting tens of millions of people over the border? What's worse, this chat or Democrat mayors sheltering criminals and gangbangers? If you are watching the mainstream media right now, you are being subjected to propaganda. The people who led America into one gigantic disaster after another are trying to convince you that your relatively mild embarrassment is the worst scandal ever. And let's also reiterate, the group chat itself, despite the fact that Jeffrey Goldberg got invited, actually showed a highly competent dialogue amongst people that weighed all the options related to a military strike. They are going about the use of American force with prudence, with wisdom, with humility, with sobriety, not with a lustful zeal for blood and conquest, in perfect alignment with their public commentary. The way that J.D. Vance and Pete Hegseth talked about the use of American force should give you confidence that we are not going to go to a thermonuclear war with Russia. Should give you confidence that they go about the use of American missiles and American intervention with a serious degree of weight. That it is not something that is thrown around like a frisbee. It's not like George W. Bush, who wakes up another day and wants to invade another sovereign nation. If John Bolton would have been on this group chat, he would have said, this is a waste of time. We should have Marines invade Yemen. Instead, through a collaborative discussion, we now got an exclusive window, the likes of which we may never see again and that we have not seen for forever, into the foreign policy calculus of this new administration. And hopefully we never see it again. We got a little bit of a sneak peek into the mindset. And embarrassment aside, it actually shows that we're in very capable hands as to how these decisions are being made, who is making them, and them weighing the potential costs of U.S. involvement. In a backwards way, it's actually awfully reassuring.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel.